Hello students, welcome to Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Today we are going to start with the part 3 of chapter number 1, Introduction of Microeconomics and Macroeconomics. Students, today we are going to start with the macroeconomics. So in this presentation we are going to learn about the meaning, definition and scope of macroeconomics. As you all know that this chapter is divided into the two parts, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. We had already learned with the meaning, definition, scope, features and importance of microeconomics. Now in this presentation I am going to start with the macroeconomics. So we are going to learn about the meaning, definition and scope of macroeconomics. So we are going to start with the meaning of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is the branch of economics which analyzes the entire economy. It deals with total employment, national income, national output, total investment, total consumption, total savings, general price level, interest rate, inflation, trade cycle, business fluctuation, etc. So it doesn't deal with the individual unit. It deals with the whole economy, where it includes the information about the overall total employment, overall national income of the economy, total investment of all the public, total consumption, savings of the total, how the inflation increases, what about the business cycles, business fluctuations. So it says about all the things. Thus, macroeconomics is the study of aggregates. It study about the aggregate, about the whole economy. It doesn't study about the individual unit, which we had learned in microeconomics. Definition of macroeconomics. So many authors had given the definition for macroeconomics, but we are going to learn about the definition of macroeconomics according to J. L. Hansen. Macroeconomics is that economics which considers the relationship between large aggregates such as the volume of employment, total amount of savings, investment, national income, etc. It says that macroeconomics studies about the whole, more volume, where you are going to consider the overall employment of all the people of the economy or nation, total amount of savings of all the people, total investment and national income. So it says that it studies about the larger volume or large aggregates. Now we are going further with the topic known as the scope of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics theory is divided into the four parts, that is the theory of income and employment, theory of general price level and inflation, theory of economic growth and development, theory of distribution. But theory of income and employment, that is the first theory, is related with the theory of consumption function and theory of investment function, which also are one of the part, or you can say theory of fluctuation of business cycle. So macroeconomic theory is divided into the four part. We are going to learn individual explanation of each theory and scope of macroeconomics. This question will come as a separate question, which is also important for the examination point of view. Students, so we are going to start with the theory of macroeconomics with the first theory known as theory of income and employment. Theory of income and employment says that macroeconomic analysis explain which factors determine the level of national income and employment and what causes fluctuations in the level of income, output and employment. So we say that macroeconomics analyze or studies and explain what are the factors which determine the level of national income and employment about the country, and what are the causes that fluctuates the level of income, output and employment. Because if there will be employment, then only income will be generated, and then only there will be the increase in the national income. To understand how the level of employment is determined, we have to study the consumption function and investment function. So how an employment will be generated? That employment will be generated by two functions, that is the consumption function and investment function. Theory of business cycle is also a part and parcel of theory of income and employment. Business cycle is a cycle where there is the fluctuation. Sometimes there is the boom period, sometimes there is the recession period. When there is the more profit, then we can say that it's a boom period for the business, and when there is the loss, we can say it's a recession period to the business. So business cycle is also part and parcel of theory of income and employment. So students, we are moving further with the second theory known as the theory of general price level and inflation. Macroeconomics analyzes how the general price level is determined and further explain what causes fluctuations in it. So macroeconomics studies the general price level and what are the factors which causes the fluctuations in the general price level. The study of general price level is significant on account of problems created by inflation and deflation. So when we had studied about the general price level, that what are the causes which fluctuates the general price level, so it's because of the more problem created by inflation and deflation. Inflation, it means whenever there is an increase in overall price level, and deflation means there is the decrease in overall price level. So whenever there will be the increase in price level and whenever there is the decrease in the price level, there is the inflation and deflation, and which fluctuates the general price level. Third theory is theory of growth and development. Macroeconomic consists of the theory of growth and development. It means they are going to explain about the how growth and development of the economy can be done. It explains the causes of underdevelopment and poverty. As we know that poverty and underdevelopment is the main reason that there is no growth and development. So theory of growth and development try to explain the causes of underdevelopment and poverty. Poverty may be because people are not able to get the job, they are not that much educated, so they are not able to generate the income level. Underdevelopment, it means still there is no such technology is developed, no that much infrastructure facility is developed, so that's why there is the underdevelopment of the country or of the economy. It also suggests strategies for accelerating growth and development. Theory of growth and development says that it also gives some suggestions, some strategies, so that there will be the increase in growth and development of the country or of the economy. So if there will be the growth and development, economic growth and development, then only there will be possible that you will able to reduce the poverty and you will able to enjoy the proper standard of living. Students, we are going to start with the fourth theory known as the macro theory of distribution. Macro theory of distribution deals with the relative shares of rent, wages, interest and profit in the total national income. Actually, this macro theory of distribution, whatever they had mentioned about the rent, wages, interest and profit, is nothing but the reward for the factors of production. Factors of production like land, labor, capital and entrepreneurs. For that factors of production, there is a reward in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. So macro theory of distribution, it studies with the relative shares of rent, wages, interest and profit, which is the part of the total national income. So students, we had completed the scope of macroeconomics by studying the four theories, that is the four theories: theory of income and employment, theory of general price level and inflation, theory of growth and development, macro theory of distribution. So scope of macroeconomics is important. Once again I am telling you that prepare it well, scope of macroeconomics. Okay students, thank you.